In a quiet little town, surrounded by green hills, there lived a man named Daniel Wood, a blacksmith known for his strength, his skill, and his short temper. Daniel's work was loud, the crackle of fire, the clang of metal, and the rhythm of hammer strikes echoing through the air all day long. But louder than the sound of iron was the anger that lived inside him whenever something went wrong. If a customer complained, if an apprentice made a mistake, or even if a nail bent the wrong way, Daniel would lose control. He shouted, he threw tools, and sometimes, in his rage, he broke the very things he had worked so hard to create. People respected his talent, but feared his temper. One fateful day, one evening, his young apprentice, Evan, accidentally dropped a newly finished sword. The blade cracked right down the middle. Daniel's eyes filled with fury. He screamed, "You worthless fool! Do you know how long that took me?" Evan's hands trembled, tears rolling down his cheeks. I'm sorry, sir," he whispered. But Daniel didn't stop. He grabbed the broken sword and threw it into the fire. Evan ran out of the workshop, crying. That night, Daniel sat alone beside the glowing forge. His anger slowly faded into silence. Then came a knock on the door. It was his old friend, Father Thomas, the town's priest. "Daniel," he said gently, "your anger burns brighter than your forge. But remember, fire can build, or it can destroy." Daniel frowned. "I can't help it, Father. People make mistakes." Father Thomas sighed. "And so do you. But you break more than metal, Daniel. You break hearts." Those words struck deeper than any hammer ever could. The turning point. Days passed. Evan never returned. The workshop felt empty. No laughter, no energy, just silence and guilt. Daniel realized he had lost more than an apprentice. He had lost someone who looked up to him like a father. He went to Evan's home to apologize, but his mother told him something that froze his heart. "Evan left town yesterday," she said softly. "He said he would never return." Daniel felt a deep pain, heavier than iron, sharper than any sword. That night, he stared at his reflection in the window and whispered, "Is this what my anger has given me? Emptiness, the lesson of nails." The next morning, Daniel went to Father Thomas. "Help me change," he pleaded. The priest handed him a small wooden board and a bag of nails. "Each time you get angry," said Father Thomas, "hammer a nail into this board." Daniel agreed. The first week, he hammered 34 nails. The next week, 22. By the end of the month, only 7. As the board filled with nails, Daniel saw his anger more clearly than ever before. Then one day, he managed to go an entire week without hammering even one nail. Excited, he ran to Father Thomas. "Good," smiled the priest. "Now, each day you control your anger. Pull out one nail." It took him 2 months to remove them all. When he was done, he brought the board back. "Father, I've done it," he said proudly. The priest handed it to him and said, "Yes, but look, the holes are still there. That's what anger does, Daniel. You can remove the nails, but the scars remain forever." Daniel looked at the holes, and for the first time in his life, he cried. Redemption. He couldn't undo the damage, but he could change who he became next. He rebuilt his forge and his heart. He began teaching new apprentices again, this time with patience, kindness, and understanding. Years passed. One afternoon, a young man walked into his shop. It was Evan, older now, stronger, and calm. Daniel froze. His voice trembled. "Evan, I'm sorry, son, for everything." Evan smiled faintly. "I forgave you long ago, sir. You taught me more than how to forge metal. You taught me the price of anger." Daniel placed a hand on his shoulder. "No, Evan, you taught me that lesson." Moral of the story: anger is a moment's fire that can burn a lifetime's worth of relationships. Control your temper before it controls you.